Welcome to episode 9 of The Curious Cook. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving! Gobble, gobble, gobble!
I'm so thankful it's Thanksgiving tomorrow because Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday because it's all about family and food and passing on the couch like this because you're all doped up on tryptophan.
Today we're gonna do a quirky twist on a traditional dish. We're gonna make pumpkin cheesecakes in a jar.
They're gonna be so cute, I can't stand it. And speaking of super cute things, Kristen Ford of the Kristen Ford Band is here, and she's a bitchin' lesbian musician from Boston, and she loves cheesecake, and I think we're gonna have a great time.
We definitely are, so let's get started! What I love about this recipe is you essentially throw everything into a bowl, you mix it, and you throw it into these cute little mason jars. So let's do it, baby.
Super easy.
Yeah, oh my God. Okay, so Jace really wants to show the world how to separate an egg yolk. So take it away, Jace.
I have a very specific method for cracking eggs. And so, this will be for our whole egg, and then this will be for our yolk. What you do, always crack an egg on a flat surface. Never on an edge, because that like pushes the
bacteria in.
Bacteria and
it's safer to crack on a flat surface.
Exactly. And so crack it in half here.
So you're separating the yolk.
The yolk from the white, and if you just like pass it back and forth in the shell, you can get all that white out.
Yep.
And boop.
Beautiful.
Just like that. And then I have a trash jar there.
That's so nice.
So, and we can save the egg white for an egg white omelet or something like that for later.
Okay. Go ahead, my dear.
I have to make sounds whenever I put anything.
Do it.
Bloop.
Do you do this when you're home alone?
I do.
You really do?
I do. It makes everything better. Little sound effect. So ready? Bloop.
Beautiful. We'll throw in a 1/3 cup of white sugar.
Awesome.
Yeehaw! You want to start whisking, my dear?
Oh,
I'll just keep
whisk
throwing
away.
some stuff. 1.5 teaspoons cornstarch.
Excellent. And we use cornstarch because we're keeping this recipe gluten-free if we want to.
So you could use flour, but if you use cornstarch, it's gluten-free and that could be healthier for a lot of people. Just a pinch of salt.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. 8 ounces of cream cheese, room temperature.
Yeah, it's very important that these recipe ingredients are room temperature because then they're going to come together in a nice creamy mixture as opposed to being lumpy and gross. Spatula that in there. I absolutely love cheesecake.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? It's such a comfort food.
Fun fact. Well, it's not really a fun fact. I'm kind of mad about it. Every time I tell people that, I'm Canadian and I'm like, I'm going back to Canada for Thanksgiving, they're like, you celebrate Thanksgiving in Canada? And I'm like, yes, stop thinking that you own Thanksgiving in America. Listen, what happened was Thanksgiving happened before there was America and before there was Canada, when we were all just a colony of England together. So, yes, Thanksgiving is also Canadian.
I had no idea.
I know. It's upsetting. Everybody should know. So everybody know. Now you know.
So now we're adding.
We're going to add some sour cream, 1/3 cup.
Bloop. Bloop.
But that's the same sound as
Do I need different
as the
sounds?
egg. Yes. Every
Wow.
ingredient should have a different character.
What's this lovely ingredient?
This is pumpkin butter. You can finish that. I'm going to go over to the side and lick this on my own because it smells so good.
It's delicious. And it's like, you usually use a pumpkin puree or like a canned pumpkin mix for a recipe like this, but I think pumpkin butter, it just has a deeper, more pumpkin-y flavor.
Happy Thanksgiving, America and Canada.
America. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday.
Why
just
is
'cause
that?
It's all about food.
Yeah.
I mean, back home in Iowa, we deep fat fry a turkey in our driveway.
No,
so.
you don't.
Oh, yes, we
You're
do.
serious?
Oh, yeah.
This happens.
This happens. You get a big old, everyone.
I've never heard of this ever.
Everyone in Iowa has a giant stock pot in their garage and then a giant propane burner that only comes out for Thanksgiving. And you drop an entire turkey in it and fry it for like a half an hour.
I've never even heard of this.
It's amazing.
That's amazing.
We also do beer butt turkey, but that's a different story for a different time.
Okay, let's not go there.
So I have a baking pan here.
Yeah, and we get to pour it into the little mason jars.
And we just picked these up at the hardware store around the corner. They're super easy to find. And it's like the perfect portion. So if you want to pour that in there, like 3/4 of the way up the side. And the reason it's in this pan is because we're going to use a water bath. And that's going to make our cheesecakes extra creamy and cook very evenly and not crack at the top, which is the bane of all cheesecake existence.
So the secret to this, you throw everything in a bowl, but it's actually The secret ingredient, the secret weapon is the water.
Exactly. So I have hot water already on the stove. It brought it up to a boil. And this I learned from experience. We're gonna put the pan in the oven and then add the hot water, as opposed to trying to move a pan full of hot water to the oven.
No good.
No bueno. Like I said, I learned from experience. So now we're popping it in the oven and into our water bath. Excellent. And we'll pull the whole grate out. Another tip I learned the hard way. And then just pour your hot water about 3/4 of the way up the sides, so that that whole little jar is immersed. And this is going to keep our cheesecakes very creamy. It's going to slowly it'll make them cook faster. And we'll just let those bake for 20 minutes or until the center just slightly jiggles when you tap it. And that's the jiggle test. And that works for almost all custards, but especially for cheesecake.
This is what's important. You got to put them in the fridge for at least 4 hours or leave them in overnight. And that helps them set.
Exactly.
So here they are, and you can put them in the fridge with little lids on it. Take it off, and let's top it off.
Excellent. So we're gonna make a little sour cream topping here.
I'm gonna throw in some maple syrup,
Excellent.
and this is about,
It's about a tablespoon, and you can vary it depending on how sweet you want your cheesecake. And I think sour cream topping is very New York, actually.
Absolutely.
When I
It's
read-
like you put it on blitzes and pancakes.
Exactly.
A little dollop.
Dollop.
You can go ahead and do
I
that.
would love to dollop.
I know it.
I dollop so hard.
Be free, Jace. Express yourself. Express yourself. Hey, 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 hey.
Everyone
if you
here?
want it right now, we can show you how. Express what it's got. Baby, ready up. I'm in the wrong key. Okay, good.
I loved it. I love our dolloping music.
So then you can take graham cracker and you can dip it in chocolate if you like, and you don't have to do the double boiled chocolate thing, so complicated. Just put chocolate in the microwave for 30 seconds and dip it in, right, Jace?
That's exactly right. You just don't want to burn that chocolate. And then you have a lovely little cheesecake in a cup.
That's right, and if you want to put a little pinch of cinnamon or nutmeg on it, for fun and decoration, you can do that too.
I think that'd be beautiful.
You'd be gorgeous.
Oh, they're so cute! I can't stand how cute tiny foods are.
I know. Why do you think we love tiny foods as humans?
I don't know. They're somehow more delicious in a way.
They're more precious. Well,
Yes.
let's bring our baby to KFO.
And then let's devour them.
And we have Kristen Ford here. This is her latest CD, The Grindstone. She's Boston-based indie rocker. Welcome to the show.
Hey,
Yay.
good to be here.
You're looking fly in that velvet plaid shirt.
Thank you.
I'm a little
Yeah,
bit
you
jealous.
can touch my folds of velvet.
Folds of velvet. That's like a song lyric right there. Well, come on. We've cooked for you. We've baked, right?
Yeah, we baked this delicious pumpkin cheesecake in a jar. It's got a little chocolate-covered graham cracker on there, and a tiny spoon to eat it with. Wow.
This is a treat.
I love pumpkin.
That's good.
Right? It's pretty damn tasty. So, Kefo, can you tell us about your new album a little bit? The Grindstone, right?
Yes. Well, it's kind of a multi-genre melange. Melange. Thank you. It came out in 2011. I'm going into the studio in a week to make a new record that was Kickstarter backed.
Wow, you did a Kickstarter campaign.
Yeah, it was awesome. A lot of support out there in the world, and yeah, I don't know. I love music in all forms: performance, recording, songwriting.
When did you first find your love of music and know that you wanted to commit to it as a career?
I think it was sort of an evolution, just getting into performing and getting into writing. I couldn't really take the rejection of being an actress. I went for that for a minute.
It's
Too
awful.
much. Yeah.
Good for you.
So I got right out of there. But yeah, it's just been a love story since I was like 15.
Well, I love the fact that you crowdsourced the funding for your new album, and you're so good at the self-promotion and the social media and all of that. Like, how do you balance that aspect of your work with the actual music playing?
It's tricky to do. It's partly why I love going on tour, because all I do that day is sit in the car, at which time if I'm not driving, I can be doing that social media stuff. And then I get to the club and I play a show, and I just try to leave it all out there on stage and connect with some new people face to face, and then, crash out and do it all over the next day. So just as long as there's that sort of work balance of time in front of your computer and time with the guitar in your hand, because it's never going to be done, you know.
You know, being an out lesbian musician, do you, it seems that you embrace the queer community, you're performing at women's festivals. I mean, can you talk a little bit about that?
It's something that I was definitely more shy about in the beginning of my career, and I'm still kind of careful about my songwriting to not be, sometimes it turns me off when I first hear a song, oh, and her eyes were so pretty that I'm a dyke, you know, like I don't really feel engaged with that, so.
Want to be more universal, you don't want to be pigeonholed too much.
I think dudes like my music and straight people like my music, and it can be open to anybody. We can talk about it, we can not talk about it. But I'll take the perks that come with, being out.
Yeah.
All right, so now it's time for game time with Kristen Ford, and we have some Thanksgiving-related questions for you.
Which of these songs is not about Thanksgiving? 1, the turkey song. 2, Alice's Restaurant. 3, Turkey in the Straw.
Turkey in the Straw?
Yeah!
Yeah!
Woo!
Done.
Do you
It was too obvious. Isn't that a bluegrass song or something?
Yes. I don't know.
So our second question is all about the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, which is a New York legend. And so, which of these has never been a balloon in the parade? A is Snoopy, B is Tweety Bird, and C is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Let me think. I want to go with Tweety Bird. The bird, Tweety.
That is correct.
Hey!
For never having seen the parade, that's an excellent guess.
I should have asked, is there a prize? Is it eating the rest of
Yeah,
it?
you get to finish your cheesecake.
Which of these is a food that was not served at the very first Thanksgiving? A, corn. B, venison. C, mashed potatoes.
That is so tough. And I'm from Massachusetts, so I should know this.
Is that where the first Thanksgiving was?
I think so.
Or was it in
I
Canada?
think it was in Canada.
Oh, really? Do the Canadians even celebrate?
Yes, they do! And no one knows. We discussed this earlier. I'll tell you after.
I want to say corn.
You were wrong.
Oh.
So it probably was in Canada, the first Thanksgiving.
That makes sense, right?
You were wrong, no. The answer is mashed potatoes.
Wow.
I think that's probably a later kind of food.
I think potatoes are a South American food that only came to the North America later, so they wouldn't have even had it. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, Keiko.
Thanks for having me. It's been a real treat.
Thank you
Excellent.
so much. I have your CD here, the Kristen Ford, her latest CD, The Grindstone. You have a website.
It's true. It's KristenFordMusic.com.
Check her out, become her fan. She's awesome and she has amazing, beautiful eyes. Thanks for coming. Express yourself. Hey, 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 hey.
Everyone
if you
here?
want it right now, we can show you how.